अखंड कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम अर्पण करता हूँ। किरण स्वामी शिष्य भक्तिदान रेड्डी महाराज नाम निष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्ध दास प्रभु जी समस्त वैष्णव के चरण में के दंडवत प्रणाम। So I thank all of you for joining this class. All the devotees from all over the world were joined. I welcome you to this class, online class on Shri Madhurya Kadambini. I'm finding it difficult to keep track where I left last time. This PDF
Hare
reader
Krishna
has
Maharaj,
to.
Dandavat from it's Sri Chaitanya Charitam Lilamrita, chapter 2 you said.
Chapter 2, huh?
Yes,
Of,
today is Friday, Maharaj.
so today we are discussing Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes, Maharaj, Friday today.
Friday, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay.
Yeah.
So today is actually chapter 2 of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. All right. So today is the appearance day of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and I'm very happy that such a great personality who appeared in Kali Yuga, he is actually the Vyas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And Sripad Bhaktivedanta Reddy Maharaj has so much respect for Vrindavan Das Thakur actually. And such a great devotee, Vrindavan Das Thakur. Without his mercy, would not know many pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was actually, his mother's name was Narayani. She was the niece of Srivas Pandit. One time, so many Muslim rulers were giving hard time to the devotees, and they used to have nice kirtan all day, all night in the house of Srivas Pandit. But they were afraid that Muslims may attack. So Mahaprabhu told them, "Don't worry, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I will protect you from the Muslim attack, invasion." But they still were very afraid. So that time Mahaprabhu told Narayani, that small girl, "Hey Narayani, you should immediately chant Krishna Krishna and cry in separation of Krishna." And immediately by the words of Mahaprabhu, um, she developed the prema and she began to weep and cry. So you see that this is the power of Mahaprabhu's words. So Narayani got prema by the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Vrindavan Das Thakur always identified with his mother. Generally, people mention their father's name when they give their identity. But Vrindavan Das Thakur mentioned that my mother is Narayani. I am Narayani Sutta. So, and also he mentioned the name of his grandfather's brother. But he didn't mention the name of his own grandfather because his grandfather was not a devotee. Understand? So he had nothing to do with the non-devotees. And he started glorifying Nityananda Prabhu so much that then he didn't want to make the book too bulky. So he did not describe the sannyas pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which Chaitanya Charitamrita writer, author Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very beautifully, wonderfully described the sweet pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the original Vyasa is actually our Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we offer millions of obeisances at the lotus feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur. He was born in. Actually, his father left the world much early. He was raised by his mother and mother's relatives, like his maternal grandfather and grandmother, apparently. So, therefore, he has mentioned the name of his maternal grandfather, and he was raised there actually. His father passed away very early. But he didn't so much mention his father's name also, because apparently he was not such a great devotee as his mother. We should always try to identify with those relatives who are devotees and ignore those who are not devotees. So we are reading now the second chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Uh, I'll read the summary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. This chapter explains Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Therefore, the Brahman effulgence is the bodily luster of Lord Chaitanya, and the localized super soul situated in the heart of every living entity is partial representation. So here it is told that um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very wonderful bodily luster, and that is called Brahma Jyoti. Understand? And that is actually the first step in spiritual realization. People realize Brahma Jyoti. But those who are more advanced students of spirituality, they realize the localized supernal soul who is present in the heart of all the living entities. Understand? But that localized super soul is a partial manifestation of Bhagavan. And the Purushavatars are also explained in this connection. Mahavishnu is the reservoir of all conditioned souls. But as confirmed in the authoritative scriptures, Lord Krishna is the ultimate fountainhead, the source of numerous plenary expansions, including Narayan, who is generally accepted by Mayavadi philosophers to be the absolute truth. Understand? So Mayavadi is, they think that the absolute truth is Narayan, but Lord Krishna is the fountainhead, the source of even Narayan and all the expansions. Ite chamshakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. The Lord's manifestation of Prabhu and Vaibhav expansions, as well as partial incarnations and incarnations with delegated powers, are also explained. Lord Krishna's ages of boyhood, youth are discussed, and it is explained that his age at the beginning of youth is his eternal form. So, Sham eva param rupam puri madhu purivara vayam kaishorakam deyam addeva parorasa. Understand? So, his age at the beginning of youth is his eternal form. It is told like that. His Kaishoravaya. The spiritual sky contains innumerable spiritual planets, the Vaikunthas, which are manifestations of the Supreme Lord's internal energy. Understand? So you see that there is no, no people don't know about these innumerable spiritual planets, and this. I was seeing the Elon Musk is sending the space shuttles, and so much curiosity is there. What is in the space? Understand? But Musk can never imagine going to Vaikuntha planet in his spacecraft. Understand? So that for that you have to do bhakti. So the Gurudev said that, Prabhupada also said that the transcendental spaceman Narad Muni can go to any planet wherever he likes. He can travel at the speed of mind. Understand? There, no spacecraft can go there. Understand? So innumerable material universes are similarly exhibited by his external energy. Now, uh, there are so many material universes. Material universes, there are actually so many of them. There is no limit how many material universes are there in this world. Uh, there is one particular tree in Chaitanya Charitamrita is described. It's called Hattigeda. Hattigeda is like Sripad Dandi Maharaj mother tongue, Kannada language. But in Maharashtra, Marathi, they say Umbar or Udumbar. It's a very actually typical tree. It grows fruit from like everywhere. It's like from the almost to the root to the top. Everywhere the fruit are growing in that tree, and so that many, those many universes are there basically. There's so many universes. There's no limit how many universes are there, innumerable. And but that is actually Krishna's Ekapad Vibhuti, one fourth of his power. But spiritual world is Tripad Vibhuti, three-fourth of the creation, as they say like that. So um, there is no limit how many universes are there. No limit how many universes are there. And but they are manifest from Krishna's external energy, Bahiranga Shakti. And the living entities are manifested by marginal potency. Marginal potency means the potency between the line of demarcation between the material world and the spiritual world. So we are coming from that marginal potency, where the material world, spiritual world ends and material world begins. We are neither we are neither from the spiritual world nor from the material world. We come from the marginal potency, no man's land. But now we are aspiring to go to the spiritual world. We unfortunately we came to the wrong direction and we came to the material world. But now we want to rectify that mistake, and we are taking assistance of our Guru Varga, Srila Gurudev, Shipadandi Maharaj and Vaishnavas, that trying to get back to the spiritual world. Understand? Like you're on a highway and you're going in the wrong direction, then you realize you are going far away from your destination. So what you do, you take a U-turn. You have to be careful in American highways, so fast. So now we are taking a U-turn and going to Vaikuntha planet. Understand? We were traveling in the wrong direction all along. All along we were traveling long direction. One time Shiva Dandi Maharaj told me that, once they came to Badger Festival from the east coast of America to the west coast, they were traveling. Maharaj was in DC, Washington DC. Then they had a car, old car. Maharaj was driving sometimes other devotees were traveling, American devotees. And Maharaj said, sometimes long, imagine we are driving like 2000 kilometers. So Maharaj said, sometimes I used to fall almost asleep, because the cars are on auto cruise and so tough. So, anyways, but to see Gurudev, it was worth it. Now, the 4th June is Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, Shipa Dandi Maharaj. So, Tirupati also, we are all going, and many devotees will come from South India. So, it's a very auspicious occasion. So, what I'm trying to say is that we have to now change our direction. We have to uh, come out of Maya, this kingdom of Maya, where no one is happy, and we have to really surrender to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Understand? So this is like a prison house. It's like a material world is like a prison house. So because Lord Krishna Chaitanya is not different from Lord Krishna, he is the cause of all causes. Now, actually, the ontological position of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed in this particular chapter also applies to Krishna. Understand? Both are the same. So you can say that yes, Brahma Jyoti is Krishna's bodily effulgence, or you can say it is the bodily effulgence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One and the same thing, doesn't matter. And Krishna is the localized super soul of all living entities, Paramatma, or you can say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the super soul. A super soul is plenary manifestation. Understand? And he is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karana. Understand? And there is no cause behind it. This is like literal translation of Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Like a lot of children are naming. Now there are summer holidays in India. Many children come to temple. They show so much interest in Tirupati temple. And I see them and immediately I tell them, make them utter this verse. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Understand? This is the basis. This is actually such a wonderful book, Brahma Samhita. A lot of people accuse Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They say that, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote Brahma Samhita and now he passing Brahma's poetry. Not like that. People accuse anything. People accuse so many times. They accuse Bhaktivinoda Thakur also. They say that, oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote the Prem Vivarta and now he's attributing it to Jagadananda Pandit. No, not like that. Because Gaudiya Math's preaching is so much supported by Prema Vivarta, which is written by Jagadananda Pandit. Like yesterday was Ekadashi, and these Puri's Jagannath Pandas, they don't want to follow Ekadashi. And they say that we have tied up Ekadashi's feet by the rope and we are tied her upside down. And we don't want to follow Ekadashi. We can take cigarettes and we can eat pan and we can take as many grains as we like, Mahaprasad of Jagannath, and we just say Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. We don't have to follow Ekadashi here. But Mahaprabhu apparently was given Mahaprasad on Ekadashi day and he simply did pranam to that prasadam but did not eat it. And next day he eat it. So this is all explained in Premi Vivarta by Jagadananda Pandit. And it is this type of preaching is so much favorable for Gaudiya Math. So Premi Vivarta is such a favorable to Gaudiya Math. So that's why many people they started accusing Bhaktivinoda Thakur that he wrote this book and he is now passing it off as Jagadananda Pandit's book. But that is not true. It is actually Jagadananda Pandit's book. Bhaktivinoda Thakur cannot lie. He is a very great devotee. Understand? So, Krishna is the cause of all causes. Lord Chaitanya is directly the Supreme Lord Krishna, as the evidence of authoritative scripture proves. Uh, like when Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kishore Goswami Maharaj went to preach in Assam. Now, preaching is never easy. Understand? Preaching in India is also not easy. And there they claim that there is one God called Hankar Dev. They say we accept Lord Hankar Dev, not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Um, then Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami said, no, Hankar Dev is not Bhagwan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagwan. Then they said, what evidence you have that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagwan? Then there was actually a living encyclopedia with Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami. Right now we have laptops, Kindle, iPad, Chromebook, whatever it is. That is our encyclopedia stored in that. But there was a living encyclopedia in the form of excuse me, Srila Bhakti Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. He said, stand up. That time he was called Santosh, Sajjan Sevak Brahmachari. But Param Gurudev never called him like Sajjan Sevak, always called him Santosh. Santosh, stand up. Then he stood up, said, explain to them Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagwan. Oh, immediately like a flow of Ganges, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj started glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He quoted from Vishnu Sahasranam, Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi Sannyasa Kurushamo Shanto Nishtha Shanti Parayana. From Bhagavatam, Tattva Sudasya Sureb Siddharaja Lakshmim Dharmishtharya Vatasaya Dagadharanyam Maya Mrugam Daitep Sivatanvadhavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam. Then from Vayu Puran and so many places is quoted how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the fountainhead of all incarnations. So everyone was convinced. Whatever scriptural quotations Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj uttered, Srila Gurudev noted down in his notebook and then he wrote a book in Hindi and now it is also in English. Understand? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have no doubt that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagwan. Lot of people in India, they accept Krishna as a God but don't accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God. But Srila Bhakti Sridhar Maharaj says that if you have faith that Gauranga is God, then you are a big gainer. Understand? Not a large section of people, he says. A large section of people accepts Krishna as God. Krishna as God. But not a large section accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God. But if you have faith in that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's holy name, then you will be make rapid progress. Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Maharaj says. So, this chapter stresses that a devotee who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must have knowledge of Krishna's personal form, his three principal energies, his pastimes and relationship of the living entities with him. We must have faith in Krishna's personal form. Krishna is a person. As much as we are persons, Krishna is also person. And his three principal energies, like Samvit, Sandhini, Ladini Shakti, or Chit Shakti and Bhairanga Shakti, like this. Chit Shakti is spiritual potency. External potency is called Bhairanga Shakti, Maya Shakti, Jada Shakti, and also Tatastha Shakti, Jiva Shakti, living entities. These three potencies of Krishna, these are his principal energies. And the pastimes and the relationship of the living entities with him. We should know his pastimes also and our relationship with him. So we'll begin our discussion of this second chapter. श्री चैतन्य प्रभु वंदे बालोक तरेन्नानामतग्राह व्याप्तं सिद्धांत सागरम. Now he is offering pranams to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vande. Vande means approbation. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam, like this. One day means offer obeisances. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa Mohana Rupa Nanda Kumara Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. Like Vande means our obeisance is to Krishna. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara. Our obeisance is to son of Nanda Maharaj. This is like that. So very very famous Vande. Like in India, they sing the national anthem is Janaganamana, but actually more popular is Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam. Like this, they are saying. They are glorifying the motherland. Understand? But actually, we pray to Shri Krishna, who is the father of all living entities. Understand? Because if motherland is the external potency of Krishna, the Bhu Shakti, but who's the husband of Bhu Shakti? Krishna. That should also be mentioned. Understand? So, national anthem of India, a little bit modification required to include the name of Ram or Krishna in it. Understand? Then it will be more acceptable because father is Krishna or Rama. Understand? So Balaha, an ignorant child. Person may be ignorant, no harm. Ah, but if the child is chanting the name of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, oh, he is very, very intelligent. Je Krishna Bhaje Se Bada Chatur. Understand? Don't think that those who are worshipping Krishna are foolish, sentimentalists. Don't think like that. It's actually a great good fortune to chant the name of Krishna. Understand? So even an ignorant child also, you see, api even yat of whom anugrahat, anugrah, by mercy. The word anugrah means mercy. Understand? Mercy, kripa. We need kripa of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without his mercy, we need the mercy of Gurudev. And also, we should also be kind to others. Suppose someone commits offense to you, criticizes you, or someone really hurts you, and if you don't forgive that person, means you are not showing mercy to that person, then how will Krishna show mercy to you? So, in order that Krishna be merciful to you, first you have to be merciful to others. Then only Krishna will be merciful to you. Understand? So, if you receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can easily cross over various theories. There are so many theories. So many theories. Understand? Like, uh, I think Revati is there. She told me from Guyana, oh, Brahma Kumaris. Brahma Kumaris. So one time I was admitted for weight loss. I never lost my weight, only picked up the weight now. Dandi Maharaj accepted, put me in a naturopathic clinic in Vijayawada for losing the weight. And I lost the weight because it was good for me. And there some Brahma Kumari Matajis were there. So I told Maharaj to speak to her, and Maharaj was fed up with her in 5 minutes because she would not accept Rama, not accept Krishna, not accept anything. So very very confused philosophy. So that type of philosophy, Brahma Kumari philosophy, or little bit Mayavad philosophy, or impersonalistic philosophy, Yoga Vasishtha, Shankaracharya's philosophy, Vaishishik, Shankaracharya's Sharik Bhashya and all. These are all like crocodiles actually. People get trapped in them and waste so many years in that. Understand? I was so fortunate that I came in touch with ISKCON and then to Gurudev actually. Read Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj books. That was a turning point. Understand? Otherwise, I was also devoured by these crocodiles. And actually, the whole world is grateful to Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Understand? Because he was the one who wrote the books in very simple language. His language is so easy to understand, and so many people became devotees by reading those books. Understand? So one time, Srila Gurudev told Nischinte Prabhu that original versions, not making any changes in Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then Nischinte Prabhu in America told Gurudev, I have authority to print those books. And Gurudev said, print them, I will finance. And Gurudev financed the printing of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj books, original books, 1976 versions, not changed, uh, you know. what he wrote exactly as they are. So this ocean of misconceptions, wrong theories, wrong philosophies, understand? So if you want to cross this, so I offer my obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusions about the ultimate truth, which is full of the crocodiles of various theories. If you follow a wrong theory, your whole life is wasted. Understand? So, by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even an inexperienced boy with no educational culture can be saved from the ocean of nations, which is the full of various type of philosophical doctrines that are like dangerous aquatic animals. Understand? Like there are many dangerous aquatic animals like sharks, crocodiles, like the jellyfish. Like these, they are, you know, uh, they might devour you. Understand? They might devour you. So these philosophies, wrong philosophies and doctrines, they might devour you. But don't worry. If you surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gurudev and Guru and Gauranga, oh, no harm will come to you. Very easily you can cross this ocean. The philosophy of the Buddha. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. This is Buddhist philosophy. I surrender to Buddha. Understand? Gautam Buddha. But Buddhist philosophy of Gautam Buddha is impersonalistic, voidism. Understand? So, especially Kumaril Bhatta and Shankaracharya do it far away from India. The argumentative presentation of the Gyanis, the yoga system of Patanjali. Patanjali yoga is very popular. Baba Ramdev will show you how expert he is in yoga actually. But Patanjali, if you read his Veda Yoga Sutra, then his aim and object is Vishnu Sahajya, merging in the body of Vishnu, which we don't want. Understand? So, Gautam Rishi's philosophy and all. Kanad. Kanad is talking about the atomic theory of creation, Kapil and Dattatreya. Dattatreya is Bhagwan. Dattatreya is Bhagwan, but his philosophy is actually not correct. So, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can have real understanding of the essence of knowledge by avoiding these sectarian views and accepting the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Mahaprabhu's philosophy is very simple. Accept the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Understand? Bajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanarvindare. That is the philosophy of Mahaprabhu. Only one line Goswami has said, Bajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanarvindare. Bas. My dear mind, worship the lotus feet of Nandan Krishna, who gives complete freedom, comfort, and protection at his lotus feet. Don't worry, you may be anywhere, any part of the world. There will always be protection for you. Like Ambarish was protected by Sudarshan Chakra of Krishna from Durvasa's wrath. Like that, you will be protected. The Mahaprabhu's philosophy is take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Let us all worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his gracious mercy to the conditions. Mahaprabhu actually giving us Krishna Prem. That's why Mahavadanya. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurav Vishe Namaha. Golden complexion Lord is giving the dynamo who gives prem to everyone. Take it. Freely distributing that prem, which is very rare. So now second verse. कृष्णोत्कीर्तन गान नर्तन कला पाथो जनी भ्राजिता सद्भक्तावली हंस चक्र मधुप श्रेणी विहारास्पदम कर्णानंदी कलध्वनिर्वहतु मे जिह्वा मरुप्रांगणे श्री चैतन्य दयानिधे तव लसद्लीला सुधा स्वर्धनी. Mahaprabhu, what is he doing? Krishna, chanting the holy name of Krishna, Utkirtan, loudly. Krishna 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 Kirtanam Rama Rama Gana Ramya Divya Chanda Nartanam Yatra Tatra Krishna Nama Danaloka Nistaram Prema Dhama Devameva Naumi Gaura Sundaram. Simply chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna and dancing ecstatically. That is Mahaprabhu. Understand? He's singing and dancing. That is how he's exhibiting his love for Krishna. So he is told that, "Oh my merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarian Ganges water of your transcendental activities flow on the surface of the desert like my desert like tongue." Really speaking, the tongue which is not glorifying Krishna uh, is actually called desert like tongue. Dardurak. Dardurak. I like that word, Dardurak. Um, actually, Swami Maharaj Bhagavatam, every day you should read. Very nice, he has written. So here actually, Swami Maharaj says, uh, if you are not chanting the name of Krishna, uh, then your tongue is like a frog actually, frog's tongue. In India, I've seen also Bangalore, Resergatta, there are some lakes nearby. So whenever night time I'm coming, sometimes I used to go for fishing and coming 11 o'clock, sometimes even 12 o'clock. And then I hear sound drawn of the frogs. And these frogs actually, see, the snake doesn't have very strong vision. Understand? The snake cannot see very far, but he can hear. And when he hears the croaking of the frogs, he comes and devours them. So those persons who don't chant the name of Krishna, they are actually inviting the snake of Maya, the Kala Sarpa, to devour them. Come, eat me. Like in Hindi say, "Aa bail mujhe maar." They are inviting, they are inviting their uh, own annihilation, their own destruction by not chanting Krishna's name, doing prajalpa. Understand? So we have to be very, very careful that we don't talk nonsense. Always chant the name of Krishna. Understand? So our but rather should be like fill of the nectarian Ganges water, Ganga. Ganga is the holiest river in India. And the Ganga where it meets the confluence, where the Ganga ends in the ocean. Understand? Or Ganga and meets the ocean in Ganga Sagar. And they say, Sari Tirath Bar Bar Ganga Sagar Ek Bar. Sari Tirath Bar Bar Ganga Sagar Ek Bar. I was a child, there was a movie was also made, Ganga Sagar. Very famous movie. They say that all the holy places you visit again and again, but only once in a life you visit Ganga Sagar. Because it is very difficult to reach Ganga Sagar. Now it has become little easy, but that is the only place I have seen in India that you have to take three modes of transportation. First, you have to take from Navadvip, you are going to Ganga Sagar. First, you have to take a train, local train. Then, after train, then you have to take a bus. Uh, Train, you get down from the train, then you take auto. Then from auto, you have to take a boat. From boat, you have to take a bus. These four modes of transportation I have seen is so even today also. So tiring to reach Ganga Sagar. That's why they say at least once in life you go to Ganga Sagar. Not no need to go again and again. But someone is like in Durban, like all of you, like this Ganga Mataji and Vishaka Didi in Durban. How they can go to Ganga Sagar? Understand? But someone is in Guyana, like this. Someone is China and someone is in America or Russia. How they'll go to Ganga Sagar? Don't worry. You raise your hands like this and say Ganga, 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 calling out like this. You walk like 10 steps towards the Ganga river. Oh, you get the full benefit of bathing in Ganga at Ganga Sagar. Or you just say, raise your hand and say Ganga Sagar, Ganga Sagar, Ganga Sagar, Ganga Sagar. Immediately you get the benefit of bathing in Ganga Sagar. So therefore, this Ganga, Ganga Gange Tiyo Bruyat Yojananam Shatairapi Muchyate Sarva Papebhyo Vishnu Lokam Sagachati. If anyone will utter the Ganga, 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 then after death he will go to the abode of Vishnu. Understand? He will go to Vaikuntha. No doubt about it. Such powerful rivers are in India, whose remembrance also purifies the living entities. That's why India is such a great land. There's rivers like Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, and Tungabhadra, Himarathi, Krishna, like this. So, Padma, um, great rivers. Padma is actually a tributary of Ganges. Padma, it flows in Bangladesh. Mahaprabhu performed many pastimes on the bank of Padma also. But now, unfortunately, due to the India's division, it went to Bangladesh. So Ganga is such a glorious river. Understand? So Mahaprabhu's pastimes and activities are compared to the Ganges river. Let this Ganga of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, irrigate our desert-like tongue. Beautifying these waters are the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's holy names. So Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very beautiful. But any river, even Ganga or Jamuna, will not look very beautiful unless there are many lotus flowers are, blooming. In English, actually, I don't know any other word for lotus in English. The only one word, lotus. But in Sanskrit, really speaking, Sanskrit is such a rich language. They say Kairava, Shreya Kairava, Chandrika Vitarana, Vidyavadu Jivana. Lotus, white lotus is called Kairava. Kumuda, understand? Kumuda. Kumuda means actually also Kumud and Kamal. Kamal blooms in the daytime. Understand? When the sun rises, Kamal. But Kumuda blooms in the night time when the moon rises. So there are different types of lotuses also. Understand? Padma. Padma is also means lotus. Kamalam, Nalinam, Arvindam, Utpalam, Indivaram. These are the names for the Indivara means the blue lotus. Indivara Shamala Komalango Naloke Pushpadhansha Pratamavatara. Krishna is generally compared to Indivara. Krishna is compared to the blue lotus, Indivaram, Nalinam, Arvindam. Uh, Arvind also means lotus, understand? So this lotus is in the river of Mahaprabhu's pastime. What are the lotus? Is dancing and singing. Uh, so like yesterday you saw, I don't know whether our Anang Mohan Prabhu, Anup Prabhu, Anang Mohan Prabhu, he sang this song or not. But Ekadashi day you must sing. Shri Hari Vasare Hari Kirtana Vidhana Nrutyarambina Prabhu Jada Tera Prana Punyamanta Srivasa Angana Shubharambha Uthila Kirtana Dhvani Gopala Govinda. Oh, Mahaprabhu was dancing, actually dancing, 24 hours dancing. Best of the dancers like Mahaprabhu and also Vakreshwar Pandit. Vakreshwar Pandit. Vakreshwar Pandit also used to tell Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, give me 20 Gandharvas to beat the Mridanga. They call Mandal. Mandal means the big Mridanga. Dom, dom, dom. And then I will dance and dance. I can dance days and days. Just give him nice Gandharvas who can play Mridanga. Understand? Like Gurudev, Param Gurudev also used to dance. So the Gurudev used to say that Param Gurudev would never dance. Generally speaking, he would not dance in Kirtan. But there were some devotees. One name Gurudev mentioned that this devotee is singing, and another devotee's name Gurudev mentioned that he is playing Mridanga. Param Gurudev used to dance like anything. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Because they were such good Mridanga players. Understand? So this is Mahaprabhu's charity, that he is making everyone dance. Everyone is dance. Radharani is dancing, Krishna is dancing, Mahaprabhu is also dancing. So, because actually Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani. मधुवन में राधिका नाचे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे. Radharani is dancing in Madhuvan, understand? And Krishna is playing the flute. Radharani is expert dancer. Uh, so Mahaprabhu is also dancing like Radharani. Uh, Nrityan Gurunata Gayendri Lam. And trees are also dancing in Vrindavan. Creepers also dancing. So Mahaprabhu is also dancing and made the whole world dance. Understand? And then singing. Oh, Mahaprabhu is singing so sweetly. Gaye Gura Madhur Sware Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaye Gura Madhur Sware. Mahaprabhu is singing sweetly. गृहे थाक बने थाक सदा हरि बोले डाक सुखे दुखे भूल नाक बदने हरि नाम करो रे गाय गुरा मधुर स्वरे. Mahaprabhu is singing sweetly. Oh my dear friends, stay in household life, stay in the renounced life, no harm. Stay put in whatever ashram you are in. Don't change your ashram. If you're brahmachari, be sannyasi, if you're sannyasi. If you're householder, be householder. Don't change wives. And chant Harinam. If you're not married, no harm. Don't try to get married. Just chant Harinam. Understand? Like this Mahaprabhu is telling. And then he chanting the names of Krishna. Danda, Nritya is doing. Which are the pleasure abodes of unalloyed devotees. Shuddha Bhakta. So we have to take that foot dust of such Vaishnavas, unavoid devotees. Like yesterday we sang, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Nukula. Take the foot dust of the Gurudev Shiva Dandi Maharaj, the Bharati Maharaj. Take the foot dust of such Vaishnavas. This will purify you. Understand? These devotees are compared to swans, ducks, and bees. Understand? Swans. Devotees are like swans. Hamsa, Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa Varam Paramartha Patim Patitodharane Kruta Veshayatim Yatirajagane Parisevya Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Padam. All praise goes to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Paramahamsa Varam, best of the top class liberated souls. Paramartha Patim Patitodharane Kruta Veshayatim. The Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat, eternal association of Radha Krishna. But he took the shape of he took the dress of a sannyasi out of his humility. No need for him to take even sannyas. But still, out of humility, he accepted the Varnashram Dharma and took dress of a sannyasi. Understand? So our tongue always engages in vibrating useless sounds that do not help us realize transcendental peace. Understand? So you see, our tongues are always gossiping. Tongues don't want to stay quiet. The tongue is compared to a desert because a desert needs a constant supply of refreshing water to make it fertile and fruitful. Like you see that now also Dubai is such a rich island. Dubai is desert actually, but now they somehow this way that way they are arranging water and there are gardens in Dubai, this and that. Understand? It's difficult to get water in the deserts unless there is an oasis there. But so our life is also like a desert because we always need some harikatha. Harikatha is the real water, is the real nectar. Understand? Like the gopis also told, Tava kathamrutam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam विगृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जना नन्दनन्दन यशोदनन्दन हे दामोदर हे श्री माधव तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनम्. A thirsty man gets very cool drinking water. How much relief he'll feel? Like that much relief we feel when we hear Harikatha. Gopis are telling like that. Understand? So the transient pleasure derived from mundane topics of art, culture, politics, sociology, dry philosophy, poetry, and so on is compared to a mere drop of water. What happiness can be there in these mundane topics of art and culture? What is the point in studying them? No pleasure. Very temporary pleasure will come. Understand? So avidya. ವಿಫಲೆ ಸೇವಿನು ಕೃಪಣ ದುರ್ಜನ ಚಪಲ ಸುಖಲಾಗಿದೆ. Why serve these miserly persons for uh, little money? Understand? Rather glorify Krishna. Glorify Krishna. So they are saturated with the modes of material nature. Therefore, neither collectively nor individually can they satisfy the vast requirements of the desert like tongue. Uh, Despite crying in, so what is this culture, art, politics, sociology? This is like a drop of water in the very hot desert. Uh, like Narayan Babaji is staying with me now. He told me that there are Indian soldiers. They are guarding the Pakistan border in Jaisalmer and so many deserts area in Rajasthan because India shares a very long border with Pakistan and there may be many infiltrators who are trying to destabilize the Indian government and disturb the Sanatan Dharma. So there are actually many soldiers who are always guarding out there. And he said, Maharaj Nayan Baba was telling me that its sand is so hot now, 40, 48, 50 degrees temperature, that they make rotis like this and like they just put it on the sand. And after some time they pop up. Then they turn it off again. No need of oven, just on the sand. So hot out there. So the Gurudev also used to say, that in Mathura previously he has seen birds falling from the sky. So hot. Uh, that birds are just dehydrated and just drop like flowers or fruit from the sky. Dead, understand? So this is the material world. Desert, desert, desert. So despite crying in various conferences, therefore the desert like tongue continues to be parched. For this reason, people from all parts of the world must call for the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are compared to swans swimming around the beautiful lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or bees humming around his lotus feet. Now, devotees are like swans. Chila Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj tells the story. Nice story. He told that there were some swans who were flying to Mansarovar. Mansarovar is one very wonderful lake in Himalayas. Understand? So they were going to Mansarovar and they saw some ducks. Ducks were floating in the water, swimming in the water, dirty pond. Uh, and they told the ducks asked the swans, um, hey swans, where are you flying? They said, we are going to Mansarovar, very far. Uh, do you want to come with us? Duck said, well, we can't fly so far. We cannot fly at all, like you. How will we go to Mansarovar? The swan said, you can climb our back. We will carry, each one of us will carry one duck and let us go and enjoy in the clean, bluish, wonderful, sweet water of the Mansarovar. No contamination, no pollution out there. But then the ducks asked the question, what will we eat there? They said, there will be so many lotuses are blooming in the Mansarovar and you can eat the sweet, sweet petals and stems of the lotus. Understand? I don't know whether you have eaten a lotus stem sabji, but I eaten. I must have eaten because for so many years Bengalis are cooking in the mud. So Bengalis are very expert in making so many sabjis. They can make sabjis like Premanand Prabhuji. He can make make sabji from your anything, pakoda from anything. You cannot imagine. They will make Radhe Kunj, Preman will make pakoda from marigold flower. Marigold flower. Jandu. They make pakoda. They just put it in the batter. What is that called? The chickpea flour batter. And just and then fry it in oil. Pakoda. Anything they make pakoda out of. Understand? So, uh, uh, so many types of pakodas, nice preparations Preman Prabhu makes. Understand? So what I'm saying is that everyone must call the the swans. They were asked by ducks what food you will get there, and swan said you will get the stems of lotuses, petals of lotuses. We read lotuses and survive there. But swans said no. Will we get snails to eat their snails or insects? Then he said there are no snails, no insects. There is a very clean water. No snails grow there. They said then we don't want to come. Understand? Because these ducks were habituated to eating mud and swans and insects, and the swans were only attached to the lotuses. So our thing is like that. We tell people, oh, please come to Hare Krishna temple, Gaudiya Math. Please come and attend the program. They know they will go to the they'll go to the cinema hall, very dark place, and they will go there, sit. The bed bugs are there and stinking all the time. And in dark they'll sit and watch movies, paying so much money for the. But they will not come to the very well lit Hare Krishna temple where they can see. And they are going to see a hero and heroine. But tell me which heroine, which actor, which actress are more attractive than Radha Krishna? Tell me. Can any Hollywood, Bollywood, Collywood, Tollywood actress compare to Radha Rani? And can any Hollywood or Bollywood actor compare to Sri Krishna in his beauty? They are the most charming couple. Understand? So, why waste human life? Why not join temple and chant Hare Krishna? So, here it is told that so Swan said, no, we don't get anything like snails there, we get lotuses, so the ducks didn't go there. So, dryness of material happiness cannot be moistened by so called philosophers who cry for Brahma, liberation, and similar dry spirituality. What is the use of Brahma, 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 chatting like this? What benefit will come? No benefit will come. Rather chant Krishna, 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 Krishna. Chant like this. सदा सर्वत्रास्ते ननु विपुलमाद्यं तथाप्येकं स्तोकं नहि भवतरो पत्रविनता क्षणं जिह्वाग्रस्तं तोतु भगवन्नाम निखिलं समूलं संसारं कशति कुतरस्य ब्रह्मणि. So much Brahman realization. You may be like a Brahma Jnani like Durvasa Muni. Durvasa is actually a devotee, but he enacted a pastime of being Brahma Jnani. But was he not defeated by Ambarish Maharaj? Even a householder devotee, even a new devotee, even a very wretched devotee, poor person, poor devotee also superior than a Brahmajnani. Even some householder who is not sannyasi or brahmachari, but a householder, while cutting vegetables saying Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, he is superior than these Brahmajnanis. Understand? When you're chanting this high class mantra, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, is so much superior. Hmm. So, pray to our tongue, my dear tongue, don't take this dirty desert. Get out of this dirty desert, discussing mundane topics. Chant the names of Govinda, Damodar, Madhav. Understand? The urge of the soul proper is different. The soul can be solaced only by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his many bona fide devotees who never leave the lotus feet of Lord to become imitation of Mahaprabhu, but all cling to his lotus feet like bees that never leave honey soaked lotus flower. We don't want to be God. Who wants to be God? We want to be more than God. Swami Maharaj used to say, we want to be superior than God, not God. So many missions are there. They're telling that become God. Come to us, join us, and we'll make you God. And then we say, no, in Gaudiya Math, we'll make you more than God. More than God. Become more than God. How? Mad Bhakta Pujya Vidika. Krishna is telling that I am worshipable, I am Krishna, but my devotees are more worshipable. You must pay more respect to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj than Krishna. You must respect Arjun and Uddhav more than Krishna. You should respect Prahlad more than Krishna. You must respect uh, Rupa Goswami more than Krishna. Understand? This is the power of bhakti. Bhagwan becomes subservient to his devotees. Understand? That's why we don't want to be imitation God, but we want to be more than God. Understand? So, Lord Chaitanya's movement of Krishna consciousness is full of dancing and singing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. This is the actually भवन्ति तत्रसायन कथा तोष्णादाशो अपवर्ग वर्तमनि श्रद्धारति भक्ति अनक्रमश. Kapil Dev also has told Devoti that satam prasangan mama birya samviro. Srila Gurudev is speaking Harikatha, Sripad Danti Maharaj is speaking Harikatha, and we are hearing Harikatha. That is association, satam prasangam. What will happen? You will understand the great glories of Krishna by their mouths. Bhavanti Vrit Karana Rasayana Katha. And their Harikatha of Vaishnavas is, Gurudev is, nectar for the ears, nectar for the ears and for the cooling for the heart. Such great comforting Harikatha, sweet, sweet Harikatha, blissful Harikatha. Bhavanti Vrit Karana Rasayana Katha. Joshnat Aso Apavarga Varga. Apavarga. Apavarga. What is Apavarga? Po, ho, 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 mo. Po, ho, 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 mo. Oh, Parabhav. You are always defeated in this material world. Parabhav. Bhav, Bhaya. Fearful. People are feared, afraid. They are so scared now in the material world. What will happen next? What will happen next? Don't worry. Don't worry. Bhayam Dvitya Viniveshitasya. Due to the identification with the body, fear is coming. Identify that I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am servant of the Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that कृष्ण बोलबे जबे पुलक होबे झोर बिया की झुरी ताई राधा कृष्ण बोल 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 रे शबाय. राधा कृष्ण बोलबे पुलक होबे झोर बिया की झुरी ताई. Say Radha Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna. Tears will come from the eyes. No fear will be there. Understand? Krishna is give you protection. Bhayam, fear will vanish. Understand? Oh, oh, oh. Mo mrityu. मयि भक्तिरिभूतानाम अमृतत्वाय कल्पते तीक्ष्णाय दास्यं मत्स्नेहो भवतीनाम पदापदा. Krishna is telling, मयि भक्तिरिभूतानाम अमृतत्वाय कल्पते. My bhakti bestows liberation, immortality, transcendental immortality on the living entities. Don't be afraid of death. So, this pavarga, bravo, like the pain, what is pain? Foam is coming from the mouth. There are some people like work so hard, the foam is coming from mouth. Generally, foam is coming from the mouths of the oxen. In India, they like sometimes make them overwork, which is actually atrocious, inhuman. Foam comes from the mouths of these poor oxen. Actually, I have seen many times the sugar industry is so notorious. Sugar, 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 sugar. Understand? And then they cut so much sugar cane and they load it in the ox cart. And these poor oxen, they have to pull this huge sugar cane on their backs. Understand? Sometimes there's elevation. They cannot. Poor souls cannot even climb. Understand? So foam comes from their mouth. This material world will make you work so hard. Foam will come from your mouth. I have seen many times donkeys, horses, oxen being overworked. They are foaming from their mouth. Pain. Understand? Material world means pain, foam. Foaming from the mouth due to hard work. But don't worry. If you chant the name of Krishna, hear Harikatha, follow Ekadashi, then You'll be liberated from this para, upper varga, and you will go to the path of upper varga. Then Shraddha will come, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem will come. Understand? So, the enjoyers of these lotus flowers are the pure devotees who are like bees and swans. They chant like the flowing of the Ganges, the river of the celestial kingdom, the Ganga. The author desires such sweetly flowing waves to cover his tongue. So Ganga is such a great river, and the devotees Harikatha, their kirtan, is like Ganga, purifying everyone. Understand? If you hear the kirtan of Vaishnavas when they are singing sweetly the glories of Sri Krishna, then everyone is purified by hearing that kirtan. So he humbly compares himself to materialistic persons who always engage in dry talk, from which they derive no satisfaction. If they were to use their dry tongues to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, as exemplified by Lord Chaitanya, they would taste sweet nectar and enjoy life. Understand? This Mahamantra will deliver you. Understand? Uh, don't worry. If you don't know anything, even if you don't have much higher education, you are not born in a very exalted family, no harm. You are not very beautiful, not very popular, not very good singer, no harm. These qualities are not important. More important is the attachment to the holy name. Understand? Attachment to the holy name. One who chanting the holy name naturally looks beautiful. I find devotees very attractive. Karmis, I don't find them attractive. Understand? But I am naturally attracted to the devotees. Understand? Their faces are glowing because of their bhakti. Understand? Because of their bhakti, the devotees are looking like associates of Lord Krishna, like Gopas and Gopis, Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan. Understand? So devotees are very, very charming, naturally, because of their mood of surrender. Very beautiful. That's why if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, your face will glow like anything. Understand? And I see the devotees' faces, even new devotees, they start glowing. One time Swami Maharaj told one Christian father that, what do you think of our students? And he said, I don't know really what you are teaching them, but I can see that their faces look very bright, very bright. He accepted. These Western devotees' faces looking very, very bright. I can see that they are doing something that's making their faces bright. And then Swami Maharaj told that this is the power of the Hare Krishna mantra. They told Swami Maharaj that don't chant this Hare Krishna mantra loudly. Mantra should be chanted in the mind, otherwise the power will decrease. Swami Maharaj said, no, no. We must chant Hare Krishna mantra loudly. It is not a confidential mantra, it's a public mantra for everyone. And we see that the power is not decreasing, it's increasing and increasing and increasing. Now the whole San Francisco, Los Angeles, Canada, Australia, America, England, this Hare Krishna mantra is chanted, Japan, all over the world, and the power is increasing more and more and more. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Understand? So that's why we should also do Nagar Kirtan. If not possible, at home we should do Kirtan. Alone we should do Kirtan. Nothing else should come on our tongue. Only this Mahamantra should come. Jai Sachinanand Gaur Hari ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj ji ki jai. Namnishta Santa Shanviruddhas Prabhu ki jai. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivradikacharya Vareshwanta Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So I'll end my class here. If you have any questions, you can send me by email, telegram, WhatsApp, whatever it is, or Facebook, and I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Understand? Hare Krishna. I'm also available on Telegram. You can voice call or message. I'm available. Understand? The other day I saw one meeting on Telegram channel. That was some other group, other spiritual group in India. Uh, 400 members. were discussing reading Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday was Ekadashi. In the Telegram group, 400 members were reading Bhagavad Gita, recitation of Bhagavad Gita. 400 Telegram, very powerful platform, I think. 400 people. And one Mataji was reciting the slokas, and others were listening. Understand? Um, Now there are different ways Harikatha is broadcast, Facebook Live and Telegram and Google Meet like this. So I cannot say this way is better, that is better. Whatever helps us, Discord, no harm. There are so many platforms. But this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Seva, that we should preach the Harikatha of Srila Gurudev, read the books of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, and be happy. Vanchakalpatarvesya kripa sindhuvevacha परितानाम पावने पे वैष्णव all glories to Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vyasa. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anangan Prabhu Jayadhani, please give.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Shishya
Sorry,
Guru Dev.
sorry, Marge, can you please
Very
tell me
good.
where you stopped?
We stopped actually now. Verse number 3 it will begin next time. Verse number 3 of the second chapter.
Okay.
Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. This one, I think this verse is common to all the chapters in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if I am not wrong. This is like Panchatattva's glorification, and this is in every chapter. So third verse is Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. This is the mantra. Because in ISKCON, they were chanting, they asked Gurudev that we chant, before we start our japa, we chant Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Then he said, Gurudev said, no, you should not say Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, you should say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. That is better because Bhaja, you are not on the stage of Bhajan yet. Your Bhajan has not begun, so you should say Jai. Hey, something like that I remember. Understand? So third, next time, Gangaji will start from this third verse, okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Marge, thank you. Hare Krishna. Then.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna. And then
Hare
about
Bol. Hare
you,
Krishna.
I
Dandavat,
am
dandavat, dandavat.
I'm
Hare
happy that you remember me and Guyana. But if someone
Jai,
has
Jai,
to
Jai. Thank you,
fully
Vidya.
want to dance the Krishna, dance the to meet Chaitanya Prabhu, what you have to do?
Actually, to dance is naturally it comes because in the spiritual world there is no walking, there is only dancing. There is no talking in spiritual world. They are only singing. Understand? So katha danam natyam gamanam vamshi priyasaki chidanandam jyoti param aswadhyam apicha satrak shirabdi savati survishya sumahan nimeshadakhya nahi. So that is the Shweta Deepa, description of Shweta Deepa, the White Island or Golok Vrindavan, which is given in Brahma Samhita. It said that no one speaks there, like we are talking in prose. It's all poetry, and there is no one is walking like this, like proper walking, but they are dancing. So that's actually very mysterious place. Understand? We get some information from Brahma Samhita and other scriptures what happens in Golok Vrindavan. But you see that they are when Radha Krishna are conversing, um, you see that they don't try so much in prose. Understand? Like Radharani was asking Krishna. Krishna was once knocking at the door of Radharani, um, and then Krishna asked in poetry, "Koyam dwari." Radharani is asking, "Koyam dwari." Who is at the gate? Who is at the door? Koyam dwari. Hari prayapavanam. Shakha mृगस्य अत्र किम? Krishna is telling, I am Hari. I am Hari. And Radharani took the another meaning of the word Hari. Hari meaning she took a Shakha mृga, monkey. And she says, oh, I, I don't want monkeys in my house. They are very naughty. Then Krishna said, oh, she is too smart. She is taking the wrong meaning of the word Hari. Okay, then Krishna tried again. Krishnoham. I am Krishna. Krishna told Krishnoham. This is poetry. Krishnoham. Oh, Radharani says, Divemi Sutaram, Krishnadaho Vanarat. India, there are red-faced monkeys. They are smaller, but black-faced monkeys are even bigger. Already said, if you are a black monkey, like a bandar, as they call him, langur. If you are a langur, I am more afraid of langur than the red monkeys. Krishna said, oh, smart, smart girl. Even Sutaram Krishna the Vanara. So this is all singing there. They're all singing, singing. Like Radharani is telling Krishna, Avirbhavati nena ena ganito etustanyanapi. So like this singing is there, dancing is there, understand? So it's a natural thing. And then people are happy there is also dancing. You see in India, in marriage ceremony or any ceremony, they dance. That is actually because this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. Unless there is singing and dancing there, how can it manifest in this material platform? But here they are dancing for sense gratification. They're going to discotheques, clubs, nightclubs, pay money and dance there. But we tell you, come to Hare Krishna temple, the mood of dancing here is like brothers and sisters are dancing. Not boyfriend and girlfriend, but brothers and sisters are dancing in glorification of our Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. The mood is different. The mood here is to please Krishna. The gopis are dancing to satisfy Krishna. Understand? So Krishna will be happy. Understand? Like Balram came to Vrindavan, Krishna was not there. Krishna had gone to Dwarka, and gopis were feeling separation. So Balram entertained them by dancing and singing with them. So gopis felt some relief from their separation of Krishna because they saw Balram and singing and dancing. Understand? So to give comfort to the hearts of the gopis who were feeling separation from Krishna, Balram did rasa dance. But he never danced with the gopis of Krishna. He never had that mood. Because they are the gopis of Krishna, no. Balram is never and never doing with them. But he has his own set of gopis, he is doing rasa with them. Understand? We should understand. So the rasa means dancing. And spiritual world is the original dance, is rasa lila. Understand? Radha Krishna, they are Radha Rani, Chandravali, and 1 billion, more than 1 billion gopis were dancing. And Krishna was dancing so fast, Alata Chakra, like you take one burning incense stick and you revolve it like this, it appears like a red circle. Like that, Krishna was dancing so fast that every gopi thought that he is dancing with me only. But Krishna was not many. Krishna had not expanded him into 1 billion forms. He actually was dancing that every gopi felt that he is dancing with me. Krishna is that opulence Krishna manifested in that pastime. That is, and the devotees when they dance in the mood of Gaur Nityananda Prabhu, who always to dance. Understand? So we should always try to follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Hari Bhakti Vilas also did explain that those who raise their hands and dance in front of the deities, the Maya will not touch them. Understand? So dancing for the deities, Maya runs away. Understand? So very, very important to dance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right?
Thank
Thank you.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. One chapter for this. Hare. So, Jai Dhwani, Prabhu.
Shishi Guru Gauranga Giridhari Radha Vinod Vyarji ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Vishnu Deity Goswami. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Dandi Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Swami Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitile Pravishta Parama Bhagavat Prabhara Srila Gauri Kisore Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitile Pravishta Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitile Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhuma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Srila Nidam Srinivas Shyamnanda Prabhu Traya ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhata Raghunath Jiva Gopal Bhadan Sat Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Raman Dari Shri Gaura Prasad Binda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Vedi Gadadhara Shiva Sati Gaura Bhakta Binda ki jai. Shri Antadvip Mayapur Simandvip Godindvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritudvip Janudvip Modradvip Rudadvip Patmakashi Navadvip Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dvada Shri Vajamandar ki jai. Shri Radhakun Shamkun Ganga Yamuna Tulasi Bhakti Devi ki jai. Srimati Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopi Vardhana Devi ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ji ki jai. Shri Sheta Mandal ki jai. Sarva Vigna Vinashikari Shri Narsimha Devi ki jai. Bhakta Pravar Shri Prahalad Maharaj ki jai. Charadam ki jai. Char Sampradaya ki jai. Char Acharya ki jai. Akar Maharaj Shri Chaitanya Mata ki jai. Shri Shri Keshav ji Gaudiya Mat Ota Kama Sama ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Chaitamrit ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagada Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Prema Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Vanchaka Vaishnavyo Namo Namah. So, small announcement that on the 4th of June, there will be Vyasa Puja of Sripad Dandi Maharaj. And in your country, if you are having a picture of Sripad Dandi Maharaj, then make a flower garland, offer it to him, and sing the song Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Satma Bandhu Mui Savadhana Mate Jahara Prasadi Bhai. So this song should be sung, and some simple khichdi, prasadam, or whatever you can afford, that prasadam should be distributed. Offer it to Krishna, Guru Varga, and Vaishnavas, and Sripad Dandi Maharaj, and that prasadam should be distributed. So in whatever country you are, please celebrate it, because appearance day and the disappearance day of Vaishnavas. So appearance day, if you remember the Vaishnavas, it purifies us. So like we are remembering Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur today, because of his appearance day. So like that, on 4th of you should also remember Sripad Dandi Maharaj. Understand? But actually there is a very elaborate process for doing Vyasa Puja. There are 7 panchakas like Vyasa Pancha, Kumar Pancha, Guru Pancha, Upasa Pancha. Like there are many panchakas are there. But if you are not so familiar with these technicalities, then no harm. You can offer flowers and do Guru Puja to Guru Varga, and do some offer prasad to Krishna and Gurudev. Honor that prasadam and do Harinam Sankirtan. That is more than enough. Because we are indebted to our Guru Maharaj, so we should always honor his appearance day, disappearance day, everything, all the festivals, we should honor them. Like we honor the appearance day and disappearance day of our Gurudev, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj. So we cannot repay our Guru Maharaj, but we can at least worship him and remember him. That is very good for our own purification. Hare Krishna. Anchaka Padavesha. That also. Thank you so much. See you next week. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Params. Maharaj,
Thank
on that day, on 4th June, Gurudev comes live on our program. Now, what must we do? What must we do when he comes? Can we offer arti for him, or?
Yeah, offer you can arti to him on your screen, no harm. And also you'll be able to see the festivities live on Facebook Live or whatever platform it is, it'll be very nice. Uttam Prabhu, Damodar Prabhu. Yeah, I'll also be there, so I'll try to broadcast it. But there'll be arrangement will be made to broadcast, and you can look at there'll be Abhishek to his lotus feet, as last year it was done, and Charanamrut was distributed to everyone. But mentally also you can remember, remembering that is very, very good. Understand? And
No,
read.
Maharaj, what I'm telling Maharaj, Haribol, what I'm trying to tell you, Maharaj, on that day, on that Saturday, we have our class with Gurudev. Now, when he come on our class, can we physically do a arti for him? We are allowed that. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no problem. After his class, you can tell him, Maharaj, we are doing some arti for you. You can request him. Understand? And if that is not possible in online class, then you can offer it as picture before class or after class. That is also okay. Because picture, the Guru is present in the picture. Because when we make offering, actually it is made to the picture of the Gurudev. So picture is also non-different from Gurudev. And Guru also, he wherever there is a picture, Guru is there. So means like wherever Krishna's picture is there, Krishna is there. So like Guru is also like that. He is omnipresent. And he can manifest in so many places at the same time, and he can accept the prasadam offerings given by the Vaishnavas. Understand? So you can try to understand what the preparation is very dear to Kripa Dandi Maharaj and try to make it at home and offer it to him. That is also fine. Understand? Obviously, he will not take himself. He will first offer it to Krishna and then he will honor it to our Gurudev and then he will honor their remnants. Understand? So he will do that, but you should try to find out what preparation is like he likes. Yamuna Riddhi would know because she served Maharaj and Uttam Prabhu would know who is cooking for Maharaj. So like that. So try to do puja. If not possible in the live class, then you can do with a picture before or after at home with your friends and family members. Understand? And try to distribute some prasadam that day. Uh,
Maharaj likes cucumber sabji. Cucumber
Cucumber.
sabji likes. That's his best.
Yes, then you
Yeah.
please make that because he's accepting that through the picture. Uh,
Mm,
he is accepting
okay.
that through the picture. That is very important because every Vaishnava has some liking. See the thing is that you have to satisfy the Vaishnava by your prasadam skills. I'll tell you an example that there was an Ekadashi day and one Maharaj he was went to Chaitanya Gaudiya Math's branch in Hyderabad. His name I forgot. He was a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. I think his name was Bhakti Aranya Maharaj. Aranya Maharaj. So Aranya Maharaj went to Chaitanya Gaudiya Math's branch, and their brahmachari had cooked Ekadashi preparations. But not he had made all the preparations very hard, like groundnuts, these, that, and there was nothing for Maharaj because Maharaj had no teeth. So Maharaj called that brahmachari who had cooked so many preparations, Ekadashi preparations. Then he twisted his ear very nicely. And he said, Charva Chushya Leya Peya Rasamaya. Prasadanna Krishna Ati Swadu Hoya. There are four types of foodstuffs you must cook for Krishna. Charvya means that something that is to be chewed, like groundnuts. Chushya, like a mango, which should be sucked. Ah, ah. So Charva Chushya Leya. Leya means something that should be licked and something that should be drunk. Peya. So if those have no teeth, then for them some peya should be there. Understand? Peya means something drinking. Some liquid thing should be there so they can just drink it. Understand? So like that. So making something which is satisfy the Vaishnavas. That is also an art. That you should make prasad the Vaishnavas satisfied. Then he said that Maharaj told Arana Maharaj told that brahmachari that you had committed a mistake, an offense, because you made prasadam only for some one section of the devotees. You did not consider the old devotees. Understand? That's a mistake. It twisted it here like that. So we should try to be very diligent in cooking what we cook for Guru Varga and what is there. That is satisfied. Understand? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanyavad Prams. Thank you so much.
That was
Maharaj,
Hare
I'll
Krishna.
also
Thank you.
sorry, I'll also send you the link for next week Saturday's program, which Gurudev will be on. You can join if you're there.
Oh, there'll be Google Live. Huh? Okay, okay.
Yes, Gurudev comes
All
every
right.
Saturday. Tomorrow as well, Gurudev will come.
Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful.
but we're so
Yeah, advertise
scared,
it
Maharaj.
actually. There are links. One thing about, I saw that Mohan Ramaswamy, who's living in Singapore, Mohan Prabhu, he has a Zoom for permanent link. He doesn't change that link. That is
Yes,
24-hour. That is the only single link he has. I don't know. There are different platforms have different standards, but his link is permanent link. Maybe it's a paid platform or something. But anyways, that is the link is permanent. Means I never have to worry which link. That's it. It's the same link all the time. Jaiva class, same
Okay,
thing I'm
Marge,
having
no
similarly.
problem. With Google Meet as well, I've seen that we can keep the same link. So I think going forward now, I will keep the same link.
Ah,
But I
so
can't,
that
unfortunately, can't change Google Meet because Gurudev instructed me not to use Zoom as he
ah,
doesn't find it comfortable. So Gurudev actually
yes, yes.
taught me how to use Google Meet, and that's how I use
Ah,
it now. So from next, so not tomorrow. So for
ah.
your classes Monday and Friday, we'll use the same link then.
Yeah,
And
we'll
on
let people
Friday,
are
Saturday classes.
not worry about anything. They are not worried about. We are always there. We just give them a schedule that you tune to this link. Will we have these classes? Okay.
Okay,
It will be easier. Consistency. Yeah.
no problem.
Right, Didi? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Jai Ho.
Maharaj. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much for your
Dhanavad
wonderful
Pranam.
seva. You're taking so much hard effort to arrange these online classes. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Dandavad Pranam.
to you, Marge, for always guiding and being there for all of us, actually, because I know it's different time zones for devotees, but we all try to make it because it's you and Gurudev coming on. So thank you so much for giving us your time in your busy schedule.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
And
Pranam.
Marge,
Hare Krishna.
also, while we at it, and I know we got like 5 more months, in
Ah,
Karthik, I'm not sure how busy your schedule is, so I rather tell you early and ask you. Normally, Ananga Mohan Prabhu and Braj Kishore and myself and other devotees that are available, we come on every day at the same time and we read the Karthik book and Shrimad Bhagavatam 10th canto,
okay, okay.
Gajendra, and then
But,
Mother Yashoda's pastimes. But Maharaj, if possible this year for Karthik, I know I'm asking you early, but you can see your schedule and let me know. Then maybe you can also join us like every day and we can read and you can discuss with us and
sure, sure.
it'll be
Actually,
helpful.
you let me know the schedule. I will listen to you. Sometimes I'll speak also. Because um, it is very good to hear Bhagavatam. Understand? I like to hear Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. I was reading yesterday the glories of Bhagavatam and how glorious that scripture is. It was actually from Srila Gurudev's old Bhagavad Patrika. In Srila Gurudev used to publish Bhagavad Patrika Hindi magazine, and that one actually one day I'll read the glories of Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is so glorious, especially Ekadashi day. Must read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranam, and Harinam Sankirtan. This must go on. Bhagavatam Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Shalvat Prabhu also told me that if you want to absorb your mind in the holy name of Krishna, you must study Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is very very important scripture, and I also read at least one verse of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavatam every day. Understand? So we should study Bhagavatam very diligently. Like Sanatana Goswami, when he resigned from his job, he was studying Bhagavatam with all many pandits. Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Srinivas Acharya studied Bhagavatam under Shri Jiva Goswami Pad. Understand? And there was actually one devotee by the name Raghunath Bhatta, Raghunath, Raghunath Bhagavatacharya. He was blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he wrote a Bengali version of Bhagavatam. Very sweet Bhagavatam, Bengali version, and it is called Krishna Prema Tarangini. It's very sweet, and we can discuss also. So, but no problem, you can read every day. Please don't give it up. Always carry on. Sometimes also come and I will also read for you and also explain Bhagavatam and also sometimes and also discuss that. Because I don't mind actually even daily giving a half an hour class on Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam is an ocean, unlimited ocean. There is no end, fathomless ocean of pastimes, commentaries of acharyas, discussion. A discussion about Gurudev said that Bhagavatam whole life you can finish. Even you see Ananta Shesh, Nityananda Prabhu. Ananta Shesh has millions of mouths. In each mouth he has two tongues. And from eternity he is trying to glorify Bhagavatam and Krishna. And he's tired and uh, foam is coming, the saliva is falling from the mouth of Anantashesh while glorifying Krishna's names and his pastimes. He doesn't even wipe that saliva, let it fall, and keeps on glorifying. But he finds even Anantashesh with thousands of heads cannot glorify Bhagavatam and the holy name. Wow, we with one small mouth, Kalyuga Jiva, what Bhagavatam we can read, but we should try whatever we can. Immerse your mind in Bhagavata, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, very, very important scripture. No doubt you are reading it, you are glorious. That's why Vrindavan Das Thakur, he says, I offer pranam, Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, I offer pranams to the listeners of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Those are listening to this Chaitanya Charitamrita, those are reading this Chaitanya Charitamrita, I offer them pranam. Future generations of devotees who will be reading Chaitanya Amrit, he has in advance, he has offered pranams, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, to those listeners also, because these are not ordinary topics. Understand? Those who are like crows, they are very fond of eating the bitter neem fruit. But those who are like cuckoo-like devotees, koel-like devotees, they want to eat the soft, tender sprouts of the mango tree. Understand? So those who want to hear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sweet pastimes, they are very not ordinary persons. Understand? Krishna's pastimes, they are not ordinary persons. Uh, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nimnaranam yatha Ganga, Devanam Achyuta, Vaishnavanam yatha Shamu Puranam Yudata. Just like the Ganges is the best river, like that, best scripture is Bhagavatam. Just like Vaishnava's best Vaishnava is Shiva, best worshipable Lord is Achyuta, Sri Krishna. So Bhagavatam is also the supreme Puran, Puranam Amalam, Prema Pumartho Mahan, Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam, Bharatartha Nirnaya, Gayatri Bhashya Rupaso, Vedartha Para Brahmita. It's a flawless commentary on Gayatri Mantra, commentary on Vedanta Sutra. A wonderful explanation is there. Why not read Bhagavatam? Read it in your own language, no harm. I'll also come sometime, okay? Hare
Okay,
Krishna,
Marsh.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Thank you.
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats. Hare
Dhanavad,
Krishna.
dhanavad. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for all joining today, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam.
Dandavats.
Panchakalpatarubhishya kripa sindhubhya
Vasindhavati
Patitanam
Patanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo namo namah Vaishnavibhyo namo namah Vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Namo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavats. Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai Jai Radharamana Hare Govinda Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai Jai Radharamana Hare
Hare Govinda
Govinda
Jai Jai
Govinda Jai
Jai
Gopala
Jai
Jai
Kala
Jai
Jai Jai Govinda
Gopala
Jai
Jai Jai Radharamana Hare
Hare
Govinda Jai
Govinda Jai Jai
Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai
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 Radharamana
Hare
Hare
Ramana Hare Govinda
Oh,
Jai
thank you, Rajat. Yeah, Dandavats. Thank you so much. Hare
Jai Hare Krishna.
Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.